Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is Cam with Stoic Soldier. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Great start to your week. I know I am. Had a great workout earlier today. Did a little bit of meditation. Watched several videos that I've been putting off for a while and finishing majority of them, good 75% through. Trying to get out of that habit of scatterbraining myself by having multiple tabs open or multiple videos under save for the watch later, what have you, that playlist. I'm just going through every single one of them on a day-to-day basis, even if I can't finish all of them at once. Again, going back to what I talked about in one of the previous videos, just doing a little at a time. That way I'm not stagnant, just keeping the momentum going. If it's 10 minutes at a time, 10 minutes, that's fine. If it's 20 minutes at a time, even if it's 5 minutes at a time, I'm just making sure that I'm doing something. So I know, as I said, I'm making sure I'm staying committed to posting at least one video every single week. Today I was feeling a little bit ambitious. I had a great day. Good momentum going in my direction. I wanted to share that with you guys. So going first into a little bit of a recap of the previous video, we talked about being in control of our emotions, as the Stoics always talk about. Having a sense of neutrality in a way. Not allowing external circumstances to dictate the way you feel, to dictate the course of your day, and then more importantly, especially your life. So again, we talked about feeling. We all feel. By no means should you oppress that. However, it has to be measured. So there's reacting and then responding. The difference is one is more so out of impulse. Somebody taps you on the shoulder, you immediately get an explosive jolt, and you start freaking out. That's a reaction right there. That's emotion taking over. A response, on the other hand, is if somebody taps you on the shoulder and you just merely look over and say, hey, what's going on? Something like that. That's measured. That's control. That's not as explosive. That's not somebody who's gotten triggered. That is something that's a little bit more calm and collected. That comes from a calm and collected state of mind. So certain things do need to be addressed by all means. This is no indication in saying that whatever happens, you just go about your day, pretend it doesn't exist. No, none whatsoever. What that means is you take a breath if you have to, especially if you feel that you're getting riled up, step away, and then come back to it afterwards. You'll come to see that you actually can have much more of a better outcome with whatever you're dealing with when you just take that quick breath, have that little break, have that little pause, as opposed to when you just jump in by instinct and try to deal with the situation when your thoughts are sporadic and you're all over the place. Okay? So now, talking about people specifically, talking about individuals who may say something or do something that trigger you. So, for one thing, there are times where you can confront them, and you should, and by no means do you let them say or do as they please. There are certain times where you do have to set limits and set boundaries and draw a line in the sand with people. However, there's also certain times where you might not have that opportunity, either because of workplace or because you want to try to keep things civil in your friends group or whatever. There's different circumstances. But for those times where you're not able to, at least for the time being able to compose yourself is going to be huge. Because if they say something that triggers you, not only is that going to be easier on you to keep yourself controlled, but it's also going to be a lot worse for them. It's also going to be much harder for them to get to you. That's like them trying to probe the brick wall. When they see that whatever they say to you or whatever they do is just having no effect on you whatsoever, and you're just sitting there completely almost oblivious to what they're doing, as if they don't even exist, that's going to start driving them insane, or it's going to make them realize, hey, I have no power over this individual. I have no power over this guy, so I'm not going to keep wasting my time doing this. Okay? Again, that does not mean you just lie down and take people's nonsense. By all means, if a situation calls for it, do it. But for minor things that can be avoided and that's going to prevent you from having an impulsive reaction that might end up getting you in some kind of trouble. In that kind of scenario, simply just looking the other way and not giving them the time of day, that's going to make you look that much stronger and that much more composed. And on top of that, as I said, they're not going to feel that they have any kind of power. They're going to feel insignificant trying to break you down. It's when you react to it. If somebody looks at you and says, "Oh, I don't like what you did with your hair. I don't like that shirt you're wearing." What? That just proves to them that they hit a nerve. That knee-jerk reaction is going to show all the more that whatever they said is true and that they have that much more power over you. Whereas, again, responding versus reacting. Now, when you respond, you look for a second, you take a quick deep breath, as they always talk about, allowing your mind to calm down through that. They look, they say, "I don't like this," or "I don't like that. I don't like the chain that you're wearing. I don't like your wristband. I don't like your pants. I don't like your shoes." Cool, I'm not doing it for you. Notice the difference. Notice how much more calm and composed I am. I'm not making any faces. I'm not raising my voice. I'm merely just having it as a regular conversation. The minute I start turning it into a debate, the minute I start turning it into a heated discussion, that's when things start escalating. Not only are they having power, but your heart's going to start racing, you're going to start sweating, you're going to start getting antagonized, and then everyone around you is going to start to see how big of an insecurity that whatever they said may actually be. And then that's just going to give them that much more power, and then other people are going to start joining in. It's like an avalanche effect. That one little snowflake is what sent everything downhill. Whereas when you just don't even think about it, you don't really put any emphasis on it, and you just treat it as if it's a normal conversation, it's going to get shut down that much quicker, and more importantly, they're going to get shut down to the point where nothing else happens from there. That's an easy way to just de-escalate everything and then put your mind at ease. Now, coming from someone who's, and I'm sure we all have, everyone in the world at some point has faced some kind of criticism, some kind of judgment for the way they are, for certain things they can change, certain things that they cannot change. However, you got to change for yourself. Whatever people tell you, sure, you can hear them out if it's sound advice. By no means should you just ignore what anybody else tells you, every single person especially. But at the end of the day, whatever changes we make, they have to be on our own accord. If somebody tells us something about ourselves and we don't see it right away, it doesn't matter how much they want to say it. It doesn't matter how loud they yell it in your ear. It doesn't matter how many times a day they repeat it to you. If you don't recognize that within yourself, then there's not going to be any chance of change. Once you look in the mirror and then you can acknowledge that this is actually a setback, this is an issue, something that I need to address, then will you have the potential to change. Then will you have the capacity to transform yourself. Again, that has to be on your own accord. Now, there are certain things that you can and should change. There are certain things that you don't need to and that you should not. If there are certain things that at the end of the day you are comfortable with and you are fully capable of acknowledging whatever that is, that's all that matters. If you can't accept yourself, no one else will. The minute you do, no one's going to even bother talking about it. If you feel a certain way or you feel some kind of an inadequacy about something that you can or can't do, other people are going to start sensing that, and then they are going to start using that against you. It's almost going to be weaponized. Whereas when you're just totally comfortable with it, fully acknowledging it, of course, and you just go about your day, then no one's going to be able to say anything. So it's about being comfortable with yourself, and it has to be genuine. It has to come from a place of authenticity. Me, when I first faced judgment growing up, I used to care to the point where I tried to change every little thing, and then eventually they would find something else. And I came to realize that it had nothing to do with me or who I was or what I was doing, it came from that source of insecurity that others around me were able to sense until I finally just stopped caring altogether. I disassociated completely. Okay. Now, at first, it felt like it was coming from a place of total and complete apathy, and that was just my body, my mind, my soul almost kind of transitioning out of that yes man, that people pleaser, that guy who has to accommodate everyone's request, the guy that is looking for approval left and right. And eventually I just completely shut down from that. And over time, I started looking more at myself and seeing what I was comfortable with, parts of myself that I was and wasn't proud of, those that I was not. I did what I could to change. Those that I was fine with, I decided to just own it. I decided to just embrace it. And next thing you know, I never got an ounce of nothing from anyone ever again. Again, because from a place of genuine authenticity, I knew who I was. I knew that I was an established individual, and I didn't need an ounce of approval from anyone. So only then will you be able to feel the same way. Again, hear others out. Maybe it could help you in the long run, but still take time to process it and see if it's something that genuinely needs to or something that you want to change. Then and only then will it matter. But at the end of the day, you're the one who makes the executive decision. No one else can tell you otherwise. Cool. Thank you guys again so much for listening, for watching. It's great to have you guys as always. More videos to come. If I don't see you guys in the next few days, I'll definitely see you guys again towards the end of this week. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far again. And I hope the rest of it goes incredible for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a great day, guys. Take care.